Welcome to the ADHD Fempreneur Podcast, where we unleash the power of the ADHD entrepreneurial mind. I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon. Ladies, let's turn your superpower into success. So welcome to the ADHD Fempreneur episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about the ADHD brain's secret weapon, how you can take that idea or your creative ideas in your brain and turn them into a 7-figure business, and how you can do that really, really quickly. So one of the things I want to address here is our ADHD brain. A lot of people would say, and again, that we're distracted, we're not focused and whatever else, but we are. We just have to be passionate about something. The other thing that I get a lot, and myself being exactly like this, is all the ideas, new business ventures that have ended up in the graveyard, right? And that's exactly what happens, right? And you might get, and I used to get really, really frustrated with myself. I had so many different ideas about businesses and so on, so many over the years, right? Come up with a brand new idea every morning when I run, right? In fact, many ideas, got way more ideas than there is time to do anything, but didn't land, over the years, didn't land a lot, or haven't landed as many as I would have liked to have done. But I've spoken to many business owners that have said exactly the same. I've got a great idea, or I've got multiple ideas. I just don't know what to do. I get bored really easily. I move on really easily, and so on. So today I want to talk about a system that you can use to take your ADHD brain and create all the ideas in there and turn it into, like I said, a 7-figure business, just like I have and just like many of my clients have. So let's start with the first step, identifying, what's going on in your brain, all the different ideas and creativity and things that are going on inside there, and what to do to turn that into, your passion business. And you might already have a business right now, but it's not exactly where you want it to be. So try this exercise because it's really, really cool to just give it a go and see where it leads you. And it's heaps of fun. So we'll entertain your brain for a while as well. So the first thing, I call this my 4 I's idea generator for the ADHD brain. So the first I stands for coming up with the idea. Now, with our brains, that's actually easy. That's the easy part. I have a lot of people that are neurotypical that will say things like, I want a business, but I don't know where to start, or I haven't got any ideas about it. I'm like, well, go find yourself an ADHD person and buddy up with them and get them to come up with the ideas, right? Because that's what we do. But this is how we can take all the ideas and then narrow it right down. So I use this system, and it's called the red wine method, or white wine method, but let's just call it red wine method. And you get a group of girlfriends together and a couple of bottles of wine or whatever it is that you like to drink. And you sit down and you get everyone to write down on a piece of paper ideas about what they know about you, by the way, the little quirks they know about you, the hobbies they've seen you start and never complete, because let's face it, I mean, who's got a garage full of wakeboard boots, skiing boots, the brand new cross trainer that I decided to buy because I was going to use it every single day, all those little hobbies that you take up, decided golf, why not? And you do it for about, a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, a month if you're super lucky, and then it's got a new one, right? So your friends know this about you because when you come up with this great thing that you're now your new passion, you tell everyone, it's my new thing. And they silently probably roll their eyes at you, but it's fun and quirky and keeps them entertained. So don't stop doing that. Keep coming up with all those fun, quirky things you want to do and entertain your friends and, yourself at the same time. So get everyone to sit round and write down those ideas. So you got your girlfriends, partner, family members, probably not family members. Girlfriends are always the best ones to do this, and yourself. And just write down all the passions, all the things that, you could possibly start a business in. So that's the red wine method, and you'll come up with a whole heap of ideas. But once you start thinking about, I am planning on doing a brand new business. I want to make 7 figures relatively quickly. Wonder what I'm going to do that on, and I need to stay focused enough to complete it. then what will happen, which is an interesting little thing that happens, is that ideas will start coming in from everywhere, right? You activate that reticular activating system in your brain and you won't unsee it. You'll never unsee the ideas. So they'll come in. The idea with the ADHD brain, though, is harness that, pull back, right? I call it the filter system, where basically what I'm doing is I'm taking that list now and I'm putting it through a test. The things that you need to know when you're wanting to do this is you need to know, is there enough people that are passionate about that idea that you have? So when I did this with my Marathon Girl brand, I went, okay, running to marathon. Didn't worry me that I hadn't done a marathon before, because keep in mind, brand new hobbies every month. So marathon was going to be my new hobby, marathon running. It has actually lasted for quite a few years. It's worked quite well for my brain. But what I did, I took it down to marathon, and then I went, all right, is there a community? Are people passionate about marathon running? So with whatever you've come up with, and take your list and you put it into, I know spreadsheets are, they make you shiver. Like I get not a good shiver. Hate spreadsheets, but sometimes they work. Sometimes we've just got to dive into a spreadsheet and you make a line across the top and you put passionate, and then you want to know whether there's a community out there. So are people passionate enough? Is there enough people that a community around this idea? How difficult is it to implement, and can you make money from it? I'll give you access to the spreadsheet. There'll be a link in the show notes to the spreadsheet. I'll give one, so you just need to fill in your bits, okay? So that's on the top of the spreadsheet, and then the ideas go down the side. And you want to rate them from 1 to 10. 10, there is a massive passionate people out there, through to 1, not really, right? There's some topics out there that might not work as well, okay? What we do is we then go and research, right? So you want to go, and one of my favorite places to research whether people are passionate is Facebook, right? Or Instagram. Go and type it in. So I would go and I went in there, and when I'm actually rolling this out with clients and that, and I type in the topic. So marathon running, right? Is there a whole heap of people hashtagging marathon running? Is there people that are talking about it? Are there people doing it? And if there are, and whatever your topic is, rate it from 1 to 10. So, 10, super passionate, happy days. Then you want to think about, all right, are there communities around it? So then you go and you research, are there groups, Facebook groups? Are there forums? Are there blog posts? Go onto Instagram, do the same. Are there TikTok hashtags? Wherever your social is, go and have a look. And one of the easiest places I find is just going into Facebook, seeing whether there's Facebook groups set up around it, okay? 1 to 10. 10, yes, there are. There's a lot. Happy days, okay? The other thing you want to do with that one as well is to know whether there's going to be people interested or followers. So what I do is I search pages, Facebook and Instagram pages and profiles, and I'm looking for pages and profiles that, have over like 5 to 10,000 followers on them in that particular topic. So when I did it for marathon training, I went and I found a few pages that had between, 2,000, 5,000, and so on followers over a couple of pages. And then, yes, you can build a community. Okay, 1 to 10, right? So that's the way. We want to know whether they're passionate. Is there communities and stuff? Can you, if you did this, build a community? And then you need to think about, well, how difficult will it be, right? And generally difficulty is judged by how interested you are. Because it's not difficult if you're interested. And if you don't get sidetracked, or you don't dig into the weeds of the things that aren't important. And I'll get to that in a moment. So we're now looking for difficulty. It will be hard to set up. Right now, keep in mind, I don't know what product or service you're going to sell, or you don't know what product or service. You're just coming up with an idea for a business and a community and building it around that, because the products and the services or whatever you can offer will come. So that's it, is difficulty, and then can I make money from this niche or this idea? Now, how we do that is, again, we research. Go into Google, type it in. So I typed in marathon running into Google when I did this. And are there people selling products or services around that, right? And if there are, then they are passionate, right? If they are, if they are, then you can make money around that. So that is how I narrow them down. So passionate, is there a community? What's the difficulty? And can you make money? And you take the one that scored the highest. You might have a few that have scored pretty high here, but take the one that has scored the highest, and that's the one you're going to run with. Don't overthink it, right? Just do it. Because at the end of the day, you can get a business up and running, making money in a few days. You can do it in a day if you want to, right? But let's try it. I say, let's give it a go. And let's just say you get a few days or a week down the track and it's not, well, you don't need to invest a lot of money to make this happen. You can always try something else. So don't overthink this. This is the key, and just jump in and do it. All right. That's seriously the way I've been able to build my 7-figure businesses and help my clients do the same, is really don't overthink. So we've come up with the idea. Now you pick one that works the best and just go for it. Okay. So the key to this is then the implementation stage. So we've got the idea stage, then we go into the implementation stage. In the implementation stage, it's the stage where we need to build out a way to get in front of people. So this is where you typically build out your social channels and so on. I generally focus on Facebook first and then Instagram, but depending on what your niche and idea is, will depend on where your people are hanging out or what age group they are and so on. Considering most of the world's population is on Facebook, or Meta is what it's called, but it owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Most of the world's population is on there, right? So therefore, I would probably start there first. Just shortcut the process, start there first. Set up a Facebook page, right? A page, not a personal profile where you collect friends and sometimes enemies, but a page where you collect followers. So I set up a Facebook page first, maybe Instagram. Again, it depends. And you set that up. And then we start, building out a community. And I'll get, again, to that in a minute. But if technology or the idea of Facebook or this implementation stage, you're not a techie person, A, you don't have to be. B, you don't have to be at all to do this stuff. Find people that can teach you how to do this stuff, something that I do really well. So, but if this implementation stage of your idea is not something that you like the idea of, it kind of gives you hives and you're like, oh, I don't think I'll be able to set up a page or, build out ad campaigns, which would be the next step, and I'll more on that, then get someone to do it for you, right? You don't, because that's the place where you're going to get distracted. It's as soon as you get stuck, this is the stage where you get distracted and you go back to square one. Usually, this is what normally happens. I'm stuck. I don't know how to move forward. Oh, well, stuff that idea, move on, go on to the next, right? I'm not telling you to do that, but that's typically what happens to us. That's why we start many projects, not just hobbies. We start many business projects as well. I have literally started so many over the years, landed a couple. Happy days, right? Now do it for my clients and stick to what I love. So if you can't do it, get someone who can to help you. And along this journey, I learned actually one other thing here, and I was floored by it. It actually blew me away when I learned this thing, okay? When you're going through this system, maybe get yourself a body double. It's called body doubling. I had not heard of this thing before. Body doubling is when you get someone to sit with you. They don't necessarily have to do it with you, but I didn't realize I always have to be in the room with someone, even though I distract them and I talk and whatever else. They had to be in the room just to be a body double, just to sit there and calm me down in that. So if you're going through this and you're thinking, oh my goodness, yes, it would really benefit me to have someone in the room, get a friend, get whatever, to come in and just sit in the room with you. Because that is the cool thing about ADHD, is all the ideas and stuff, is you can turn around to your body double and go, oh, I've got this idea, blah, blah, blah. And they can go, no, stay on track. Okay. Right? So get a body double. If you can't, you've got to just work through this yourself, right? So We then set up all the implementation side of things. So what I do, I set up my Facebook page and profile, and then I run ads, okay? So one of the things I do is I run ads to build my community. But the first step I do in this whole process is I put out a video on Facebook, onto Instagram. You can put it onto multiple channels, but I put out a video talking about this idea and why I'm doing it, right? And then I run an ad to get people to watch the video. Because what the cool thing that people don't realize, and if you've never done marketing or anything like that, is there's beautiful things that happen in the back end of Facebook that the consumer, if you're using the channel as a consumer, so you scroll through the news feed every 5 times a day because you get distracted, is that Facebook does these things in the background like builds up audiences. So if you have a page, you put a video on the page talking about this thing that, and you talk about the problems that people have and how you're the solution and so on, right? Again, you've got to do a bit of research on this stuff. Then Facebook automatically builds these audiences in the background of people that watch your video. So all of a sudden, you've now got essentially an idea, and now you've got people that are watching your video because you've run ads. So we run ads, we build our community, we run more ads, we build our list. So your idea can get off the ground really, really quickly. So what we need to be doing when we're rolling out our idea in our business is we need to build databases. So Facebook page, just come up with a name around your idea. Don't worry about it. You can change it later. Okay. Then put out a video that talks about it. So, when I first launched Marathon Girl, when I first launched Run Marathon Training, I talked about, hey, listen, I was running my first marathon at that stage. I wanted to help other people, been a runner my entire life. So it was the why that is interesting for them. Okay. Video. And then I ran an ad. You run an ad. And I know you run an ad to get people to watch the video, and Facebook builds these audiences in the background. And then we build a database and a list. Now, what you need to do when you're building a list to grow your business or roll out a brand new business, it's one of the very first steps you need to do, because there's an old saying out there called the money is in the list. So if anything else happens out there, at least you've got a database. And a database is email addresses and or phone numbers. Phone numbers are great, but email addresses at least, so that you can send out offers to people that have opted in to your emails. In order to do this, you need to come up with something that's high value to your end user, low cost of delivery to you. And you might have experienced these yourself or seen them. They could be checklists, ebooks. You'll see businesses running competitions, giving away their product or service. So there's multiple things, right? There's several different ways that you can get that free thing, okay? What I love to do is I love to buy these PLR, private label rights, books and things. Just Google it, PLR, private label right, and the topic. So if you're talking about marathon running, PLR marathon, right? Whatever that thing is that you've come up with, and you can find little ebooks and that people have written. You can buy them for under $10 nowadays, and you can put your name on them, right? The key to this though is rewrite bits of it, and then you give that away. Okay, so you can start building a database. And now we've got a business where you've got a database, a community, and then you make an offer, right? And that's the final step or the next step in it is the income, right? So we do the idea, we do the implementation, and then we do the money-making thing. The idea for our brains is we need to be making the money pretty quickly. It's the dopamine hit. It's the excitement. We need to do it. So don't dilly-dally around the money-making side of things. Come up with something really quickly. Heaps of ways you can do that, because right now you might not know. You might say, well, I don't know what I'm going to sell. And it's like, well, you don't need to know. If you don't know what you're going to sell and you don't have an idea of a product or even a service out there that you can offer, then there's lots of affiliate stuff out there that you can sell, right? So you can go to a place called ClickBank and you can buy You can get affiliate digital products, right, that someone else has written on anything out there. Like you name it, it's out there. Or you can use AI nowadays, right? You can come up with AI. You can write a book in like 10 minutes. You can write, in fact, a course using AI in half a day. Most people actually would say you can write it for less, but I don't just rely on AI, artificial intelligence. I use it to come up with all sorts of ideas and things like that. But I always nurture and change things a bit so it doesn't sound like it's AI. And there's lots of AI tools out there to come up with something that you can sell. So let's just say it's a course. You can go onto ChatGPT and you can go in and you can put in certain prompts and things like that, and you can come up with a whole course. I use this beautiful plugin, right? A plugin to ChatGPT. I hate even giving it away because it's so good. It's AIPRM is the plugin. It's free. And what this plugin does, I've got 3,000 geeks out there that write prompts. And you've got a prompt for anything. You've got a geek that's written a prompt better than you ever will. And you just push a button and you put in your topic and they've written a course for you. This prompt makes AI write things. It's an absolute genius. So you don't have to do it. You get this plugin. It's free and you can do anything. So in half a day, I wrote an ebook, a full book, and a course, right? Even came up with branding name ideas and the whole lot, half a day. I had to do it in half a day with AI nowadays in some of my recent stuff because any longer, and I tell you what, I've got distracted and probably moved on, and I'd say you probably have too. So you can rely on AI to come up with something that you can sell. Get yourself a nice little plugin, and whatever else to help that process. So that's when, you've come up with a product or a service or an ebook or a course or whatever else, many different ways, like I said, affiliate or AI, and then we sell it, right? I do this nice and easily, because at this stage, remember, you probably haven't got a website. You need to get a website built at some stage. But when we're doing this whole idea and rolling it out, you start without a website. Once money comes in, then you can start getting the website built and so on. So I tend to do most of my sales now using an app and Messenger. It's a little known, popular Facebook app that can make you a ton of money, and not many people are using it right now, okay? It's combining Messenger, Facebook Messenger, which is an app. Now, most of the world's population, again, is messaging, right? I go to events and I ask people, hey, listen, who communicates with their friends and family over Messenger? And the whole room puts their hands up pretty much. So, everyone's using Messenger. They know how to use it. Combining Messenger with a chat bot app called ManyChat. I'll spell that and I'll put it in the notes. ManyChat. It turns Messenger into automation. So when I'm first starting this new business and for my clients and that, we just send everyone into Messenger, right? We run ads that people click on it. It opens up in Messenger, okay? And then we have a little series of messages, which can be all completely automated. You're at this stage, you've come up with the idea, you've done the whole lot. Now you're sipping cocktails on the beach, right? Whilst you're making sales. This is the dream, right? And it actually can happen. So we use Messenger, we roll out all these different messages, and then we can do a Stripe button, a pay now button in Messenger to sell your thing, right? So it has never been more easy than ever before to set up a brand new business from scratch. Take that ADHD brain, and I guess our issue is, getting distracted, but I've got a system where you can just roll that out. But the idea is do it quickly, because you and I both know if you don't do it quickly, you'll move on to the next. And that'll be another idea that is gone to the idea graveyard, right? And then you'll feel shit about yourself because you haven't completed something, all right? So we now get to the implementation. We can make money, like I said, using Facebook itself. You don't even need to have a website, and you can sell it even before you properly build it, if you like. That's another strategy. Sell before you build. Get people interested in it. promote it, tell them it's coming out, roll things out over the week or so on, or build it really quickly with AI and then sell it. Now, this is an amazing system and it works time and time again. Here is some of the problems that will happen if, you are like me, and no doubt you are, where you've got ADHD, is that there'll be stages in this where you'll get bored and you'll get distracted. It's as simple as that. And that's why most people don't complete. Boredom is one of the worst things for ADHDers. Okay. So at any stage during this process, it's exciting most of the way through, but if there's anything you're not good at and you don't like the thought of it, then get someone else to do it. And that is the fourth I. That's where you need to invest, right? And it can be quite scary to invest, right? Because you don't know whether you're going to get that money back because it's this idea you've got. But here's the kicker, right? Here's the deal. Is I know for a fact that you probably spend money on a lot of wasted stuff, right? The latest hobby, the brand new clothing or something, go shopping online. Shopping online is the biggest problem for us ADHDs. It's so easy for us now to spend money on stuff we don't need. So I guarantee you right now, you'll probably spend that money on something you don't need. I know we all need about 50 pairs of shoes. Yes, I get it, right? But if you can do this, hold back from that spending, turn this idea into a profitable business, and I've done it myself and taught others to do 6 or 7 figures and do it relatively quickly, guess what? You got your cash cow. You've got your money. You can actually spend after that. So invest in people that can help you get it off the ground or get your business to where you need to get it to, because there's only so much our beautiful ADHD brain can do, and it is a superpower, and we should know our strengths and our weaknesses, and generally boredom is a complete weakness, right? Well, not a weakness. It'll distract you and you won't achieve anything. So get someone else to do it. And here's the funniest thing, right? Time and time again, I see people, and have done it myself, get successful. You'll start making money. Money will be coming in and you'll be like, yeah, this is great. And then guess what will happen? You'll self-sabotage because now it's got boring. That was fun. The whole lot, building this thing out was fun. Now you're, oh, well, I've done that thing, and you will walk away, right? It happens just as this thing. The number of times I've had people say, oh, yeah, I was doing this thing. It was really good. I was making money, but I got bored. Get someone else to run it for you. Get it ticking over making money, and then start on something else that you're going to get excited about, right? But get it going, right? So that's my system. The 4 I's, remember it. You've got IDs, we've got the red wine method, the implementation, setting it up and setting it up really quickly, the income, use AI or affiliate stuff or whatever you've got, your genius, to sell something, and then invest in someone who can take it over for you and do this really quickly. And then I can tell you now, you can take your beautiful ADHD brain and take those ideas, rapid idea creation, and turn it into a 7-figure business. I believe in you. If you loved this episode, love this podcast, and want more help to be able to build your businesses, even though you've got ADHD, make sure that you follow me. If you want help with any of this stuff and you're interested in building out your 7-figure business using my system, then click on the link in the show notes where you'll get access to my free masterclass. I'll see you on the next episode.